Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. In the park, Phyllis is upset that she was gone less than a week, almost died, and Billy has moved the deck chairs on the Titanic. Why is he doing this to himself again? He's rolling the dice on some millionaire who has come in and told him all his dreams are going to come true. Billy says Dumas reached out to him with a chance to get Chancellor back. She asks why he's even on his radar. Billy says he sees this as a business opportunity. Phyllis questions, an opportunity? Or a mark she points out he stands to lose his credibility. He convinced everybody he was on the up and up and had finally seen the light. Billy says the light just got bigger and brighter. Phyllis doesn't want to be a part of this. She wanted to build something with him, not some kind of kamikaze mission to prove to Victor that he's a real contender. I really believed in you this time, Billy. Billy and Phyllis argue about Dumas. Billy thinks Phyllis is seeing this wrong. It's a savvy business move and not about revenge. Phyllis doesn't believe him. Billy tells her it doesn't matter. This is going to happen. He wants her on board, but won't beg her. Phyllis asks what Dumas offered him that was so great that now Abbott Communications is now just an afterthought. Did he dangle Chancellor in front of him? Are you that easily manipulated, Billy? Are you that easily manipulated by power? Billy complains that it's hard to be excited about this when she's complaining. This is a sound business decision. Phyllis shakes her head. Billy thinks she's lost a bit of her nerve. Phyllis rants that maybe being on the brink of death taught her life is too short to hang on to grudges. Billy admits power is part of the equation, and reacquiring Chancellor would prove something to Victor and Jill. But this deal is much more than that. Phyllis can't see it. Billy argues that Abbott Communications would jump to the front of the line if it was part of Chancellor. It is attainable, Phyllis says, for Aristotle Dumas. She questions why he's talking to Billy or works so hard to take Chancellor back from Victor to give it to him. Why not keep it for himself? Billy says he has his reasons, but he can't tell her. Dumas told her in the strictest of confidence. He asks her to keep this to herself. He hasn't told Jack or Sally. Phyllis can't believe he's holding out on her. Billy will tell her when the timing is right. Phyllis reminds him she just went through an ordeal where she was manipulated, and now he's asking her to submit to the whims of some millionaire. Billy can't tell her right now. Phyllis sighs. She was so excited about this. This company kept her sane when she was locked up. It was a road out for her and her son after the hell they've been through. Billy says the road is just bigger and better. She argues it's just danger signs now. Why does she keep trusting him and believing in him? Adam and Chelsea share news. At the ranch, Victoria and Nick greet their parents. Victoria asks why Adam wanted them to meet there. No one has a clue. Victoria asks Nick about Sharon. He says she's happy to be back with their family. Victor asks if they have any idea who did it. Nick says Chance is on it, but whoever did this is a very clever person, but even they can make mistakes. Adam and Chelsea come in, and he announces that they're back together and happy to be a family again. Victor's chuffed. Victoria assumes Connor already knows. They say he does. Nick and Victoria congratulate them and go to get champagne. Victor declares, "We shall toast the happy couple." Once the bubbly is poured, Victor toasts to their good fortune and love. Adam thanks them all for coming. He knows their relationship has had bumpy moments over the years, but the fact that they can all be there to celebrate means the world to them. It feels nice to belong to a family. He thanks his dad for seeing that they belonged together. Chelsea echoes this sentiment. Victor is very happy to see the two of them become a couple again. When is the wedding? Adam and Chelsea gob, "Ah." After, Chelsea sits with Victoria and Nikki in the sunroom, and they tell her they're happy for her. Nikki says Adam seems genuinely happy. She knows it meant a lot to Victor for them to share the news. Chelsea wasn't expecting him to pop the champagne. They joke about him mentioning a wedding. Chelsea says there isn't one in the cards. Victoria quips, "Yet." They all laugh. Nikki advises Chelsea to go into this with eyes wide open where Adam's concerned. Victoria agrees. Chelsea appreciates their honesty. She admits she asked herself if she could trust this and struggled with the question. At the end of the day, she had to trust her instincts and her heart. Victoria warns Adam likes to rock every boat he's been in. Chelsea thinks he's capable of change. He's been great at Newman Media and has been a team player. Nikki acknowledges that. Chelsea urges her to tell him that he wants his family's respect. He's a changed man focused on being a good dad, partner, and son. I can feel that. Nikki hopes she's right. In the living room, Victor tries to convince Nick to move on to the ranch with Christian. Adam wonders if he and Sharon will move back in together. Nick denies it was ever a thought. Adam's unconvinced. He thinks it's inevitable they'll find their way back to one another, and then they can all live there as one big happy family. Nick says he and Sharon will always be connected, but it doesn't mean they'll ride off into the sunset together. Victor suggests Adam not push this. Adam reminds him he pushed him and Chelsea to get back together. When he approves of a situation, it comes to pass. Nick tells his brother to stick to being grateful about Chelsea and leave him and his life out of it. The women rejoin them and Adam makes a toast to Chelsea and to his family. Here's to the Newmans. Jack and Traci meet with Chance. At Crimson Lights, Jack asks Chance, "So Chance, what do you think?" Chance says that what he and Traci just told him won't prove that Alan or Martin is responsible for the kidnapping, but he does agree that it's something and the texts are suspicious. Traci tells the cop that Alan's in Paris preparing a surprise for her and expects her to join him. Jack says that's not happening, but Traci argues that he'll get suspicious if she doesn't turn up. Chance asks if she thinks there's any chance she could get him to come back there. Traci worries that would raise a red flag. Chance doesn't think this person fears getting caught and would almost welcome the search. Jack asks why. Chance says arrogance maybe. He actually sent a link to Billy. It wasn't an accident that they found them. Jack thinks it sounds like they were taunting. Chance agrees. Fear isn't part of their mindset. Jack doesn't want Traci anywhere near Alan or Martin, but Traci protests that it has to be her. She has to find out if the man she's desperate to marry is responsible for this. Jack has a better idea and asks her to hear him out. Jack suggests he ask Alan to come home. Traci thinks that would be suspicious. Jack argues that he'll tell him it's a tradition to have the wedding in the Abbott home. Traci thinks it might work, and so does Chance. Jack decides to call Alan now. He gets on the phone and tells Alan how happy they all are for them, and how much it would mean to have the wedding in Geno City. Saying, "I'll see you soon, Alan," Jack disconnects. He reports that he seemed normal and said he only cares about what makes Traci happy. They speculate as to whether or not they're wrong about him. Jack tells Chance that he comes off as the nicest guy in the world. Traci tells Chance there were no signs until the messages on his phone. Alan seemed the perfect man, but if he's Martin, it was all an act. They agree they'll find out when he gets off the plane. If he gets on the plane. Jack says they'll have to find out who he is once and for all. Traci says, "You can leave that to me." After Chance is gone, Traci tells Jack she wants the truth even if it kills her. Jack says that's what concerns him. She knows this man and the police will not be able to discern the truth as she can. This needs to be done. Jack complains that she's setting herself up as bait for a man who could be a murderous psychopath. He won't allow it. Traci tells him he can't protect her. She knows he's worried. She is too, but this is her life. She needs to see this through in her way. What if she's wrong about Alan? What if her instincts are off? Jack thinks that's a pretty long shot at this point. Traci cries that if there's the slightest chance, she has to know before they accuse him she doesn't want to lose him. Traci has to look into his eyes and into his heart. Jack points out if it's Martin, she'll be looking into the eyes of a man who drove their sister to madness and tormented Sharon and Phyllis. Are you ready to face that man? Traci nods. I am. Debrief. At the ranch, Nikki tells Victor she wishes Adam and Chelsea well, more for Connor's sake than anything else. Adam did seem like he wanted to be a real part of the family, but she's seen how toxic their relationship can be. No amount of toast can hide their history, no matter how bad Victor wants it to happen. At Crimson Lights, Nick and Victoria recap the Adam and Chelsea situation. Nick admits he's happy for them if this is what they want. Victoria muses, I do like Chelsea. But Adam, Nick knows, it's going to take some time. Victoria thinks he's come around a bit with his stupid brother jokes. Nick says when he's happy, he's less volatile. They toast to that. At the old ranch house, Adam thinks that went pretty well. Chelsea thinks they were all working very hard to be pleasant except Victor. Adam's sure they'll come around. She marvels at Victor being their biggest supporter. Adam says life works in mysterious ways and kisses her. Sally warns Billy. Billy arrives at home and Sally asks how his day has been. He kisses her and pours a drink. Billy admits he had a meeting with Phyllis and is frustrated. He says Dumas' name came up and she lost it. Sally asks why. All he did was call to congratulate him. Billy said she thinks it will change the business plan. I had to talk her down. Sally asks why Dumas calling him would change the business. He says it won't. That's why he had to talk her down. Sally reminds him there are to be no secrets. There's more to this, so what is it? Billy confesses that Duma offered him a large and tempting business proposal. Sally asks why that would bother Phyllis. Billy doesn't know. Sally asks, what is this business proposal, Billy? Billy tells Sally he can't give her the details until it's solid. Sally thinks this sounds sketchy and asks why all the mystery. Billy feels that he's having the same conversation that he had with Phyllis. Sally doesn't trust Dumas. Billy can take care of himself and hopes she can trust that he knows what he's doing. Sally asks why Dumas hides his identity. Billy shrugs, I don't know. It's just what he does. It's tough to argue this track record. Sally tells him anyone who goes to that much trouble to hide who they are is usually hiding a lot more than that. At the club, Phyllis searches Aristotle Dumas online and muses. There is nothing. Why are there no pictures of this guy? She mutters that it's so weird. Help me. At Crimson Lights, Jack tells Traci that this man nearly took their sister from them. He'll be damned if he's going to let him do that to her. She says, then help me. Quit trying to stop me and help me find out who Alan really is. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Update World 24 YouTube channel for more update news.